Greetings and salutations, Solo friends and family. My name is Solo. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a very dear friend and also a colleague on the channel to for get to know the thy streamer. He's on Twitch throughout the weekend. Friday, you can catch him on Twitch Friday through Sunday. He's a very dear friend of mine. Mr. BitDot, how are you today, sir?
I am doing very well, Solo. I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. How are you doing, good sir?
I am waking up. So, so just to give everybody a reference point, a framework for this conversation. It is currently 4:30 in the morning for me. What time is it for you, friend?
It is 1 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, I'm okay. I haven't woken up like you. I'm not
Yep,
that dedicated.
yep. See, yeah, yeah. How is life in England town, sir?
It's good. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good. It's cold at the minute. Really cold. But yeah,
yeah.
apart from that, but that's nothing new for the UK. That's nothing new.
Right on. All right, Bit. Here we go. How long have you been streaming?
Uh so just about a year now. Just coming up to over a year. Yeah. So I haven't been streaming that long. I'm still a little fish in the big pond, mate. But yeah, just about a year.
Right on. How long have you been playing old school RuneScape?
So I used to play old school RuneScape back in 2004, all the way up to like 2008, and I kind of stopped for a bit. I was like on and off in between, and then I didn't come back to it properly until literally 2024, as soon as I started streaming. So I actually did them both at the same time. So yeah, that's so I've been on and off, but like they always say, though, you never quit, do you? You just take breaks. So
Yeah. It's a grind, friend. It's a grind. So so that actually kind of segues me into my next question. Do you remember it when it was called Devious Mud?
do you know what's funny? I kind of do, but like the only reason why I kind of know that name Poppy is from the RuneScape documentary that they did years ago. And
Yeah,
I remember seeing the name Devious Mud, but obviously that's now obviously called, well, it got changed to RuneScape Classic. But yeah,
yeah,
well, it used to be called RuneScape, but now RuneScape Classic.
yeah. Well, see, and another interesting part on that end too. See, because like for you this is downtown Quick Stop. Like Jagex is next door. Like
Yes, yeah.
you got to be on the front line of all of it, and it's kind of fun for us Yankee kids because we get to I don't know, like through the looking glass kind of thing with it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Does that make sense?
No, I get you. No, I get you. I get you exactly what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of interesting. Like, consider it's like a game that's been developed, especially in the UK, like that's quite popular compared to normally it's like, American games and stuff that we normally tend to like, jump on. So yeah, it's
It
quite interesting to see how much love.
is that a point of pride for you just as a person?
Uh Not really. I don't really care. Like, as long as the game's fun, I don't really care where they come from. If you know what I mean. Like, it could be UK, America. I'm not bothered. I don't really care. But yeah, no, it's kind of cool though. It's pretty cool.
If it were me, I would be like feathering my cap all the time. Like, check it out, kids. Anyway, all right. Sorry, I digress, chat. I digress.
No.
Um, so you you talk about being an animator and creator, and I've seen some of your work, and I'm actually rather impressed with it. Um,
Thank
did
you.
you go to university? Like, what is your education background?
So yeah, so I did go to university. I did a degree for 3 years. It was originally called multimedia design and animation. So basically, it was like everything. So we did like logo designs, website designs, and obviously like 3D, 2D. So like the animation part was the most thing that I was more into. But yeah, that's I did study it for 3 years, and even my previous education. So in the UK, we have like A levels and then GCSE. So back then, like that was the stuff I did. So I did like a lot of media. So like I was in the media department. That's basically like filming, audio stuff and things like that. That was my most interest. So yeah, that went into university. That's the reason why I went into that area.
That's dope. So, um, throughout throughout all of that, like, what's your favorite bits of that?
So animation. So I think I don't know what it is. Like animation is such a I don't know. I just find it quite fascinating. Like I like the fact that you can just create these worlds and that with these characters and anything really. Like even if it's like logos and stuff appearing on the screen. So for me, that's always been like my main interest. It's like website designs and that are okay, but for me personally, I like having things come to life on the screen. So that's kind of what always like made me interested in going that direction.
That's dope. Okay. Um, so getting back to our game here a little bit. How would you compare Jagex to Activision Blizzard?
Okay, so it's quite interesting with that because, like, obviously, I used to play World of Warcraft a long time ago. Kind of when I took the breaks from like 2008, like onwards. That's kind of why like the gap of games I was playing. So I was playing like World of Warcraft. So I think at the minute, I think Jagex are absolutely smashing it. Like I think the direction they're going in is like I think we're at the golden age, like the pinnacle of RuneScape for me personally. I think this is the best version we've ever had, like from Jagex. I kind of feel like a little bit with like Activision slash Blizzard. I think they've kind of lost a little bit of their charm to me because I remember back in the day when I used to call up like the helpline and and I get help for like my account and stuff like that. But like these days, it seems like it's not really like that anymore. I feel like it's kind of gone a little bit backwards, which I understand. Obviously, businesses grow and evolve and they change direction, but I think at the minute, I think Jagex are actually going in the right direction.
And I agree with you. And it's actually funny that you mentioned that because I've heard stories when RuneScape was like first like coming out and you remember because you had to buy membership over the phone and Norwegian kids like it there's something about the Norwegian language that they don't have a word for zero. So they didn't
Right.
put
Okay.
it, yeah, and anytime that they would get a code that had a zero in it, they'd be like, "Fuck, what the hell do we do with this? We got to do this shit again."
Well, I remember I remember when I first became a member. It was me and Captain Dunn, a friend of mine in IRL, and we both had to ask our parents each, like our mums and that, to buy our memberships for us. And I remember when the day we did that because we actually managed to go through the gates and actually go do thieving straight away. And
Hmm.
I remember that day fondly, and it was quite funny. I remember asking my mum back in the day, saying, "Oh, is it okay if you could pay for this membership so I can actually like play online with my friends and that?" But yeah, I remember that fondly. It was kind of crazy back in the day how like things have changed, but these days it's just so easy now to sign up, which is good because it makes it more accessible for everyone else. So yeah, I think it's great so far what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah, I do too. Well, see, for me, my dad told me to get a fucking job.
I think that's all of us. I think that was
Yeah,
all of us, to be fair.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He was like, you want to play Devious Mud? I don't even know what that is. Anyway, all right. Reining us in a bit more here, Biddy. Definitely pun intended. When you heard that Jagex wanted to do a new skill in old school RuneScape, what was your first reaction out of taming, shamanism, and sailing? What were you gravitating towards?
I think sailing, because I feel like the other two skills, personally, for me, feel a little bit too much like. So, for example, like taming, I think that's probably a little bit too much like hunter like.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that should be in that skill. And obviously, the one it feels like rune crafting slash magic. So, like to me personally, I feel like sailing is like completely. It feels completely different. And also, we get to explore other areas in the game. Like for me, like the sea is like a big thing because like I'm a big fan of Zelda Wind Waker. So
Hmm.
for me, when I was thinking of sailing, that was pretty much what was going in my head. Like I was like, oh yeah, sailing is going to be really good. Like that's what we want. Like because like we've got all these other areas now to explore. So it's not just the land; it's literally the sea as well now. So yeah, absolutely, sailing was definitely the interesting part for me.
I dig it. I dig it. So, how do you feel as a streamer about WoW creators trying RuneScape, and have you watched any of their footage?
I love it. I have, yeah. I've been. I love the fact that World of Warcraft streamers and that and content creators are actually playing old school RuneScape. So the people I've been watching at the minute is Savex and Guzo. Those two, I absolutely love the fact that they've been playing the game because I can see how much passion and energy they have towards it. Like it's not just like they're not playing it because it's like the hot, the hot game of the month. I can
Yeah,
generally tell that they actually are having fun with it. Where there's a few other people out there. Obviously, no hate to those them. Obviously, I think they're great streamers as well. Like Soda Poppin and Shebek and all that. Like fantastic streamers. But I could tell after a while, obviously they got bored of it. And I get it. Like, other than if you're not having fun with it, you shouldn't play it. Like, I think that's the biggest thing. There's nothing worse than playing a game that you don't enjoy. There's no point playing it. But yeah, I think it's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, those are my two favorites are Guzo and Savex. I think the energy they put towards the community is amazing, and they give it a lot of respect. And I think that's why I love watching WoW players as well, like play World of Warcraft, because you can always connect the two together. There's always like a bridge between both of the games, and that's something that I really love.
yeah, and I totally agree with you. So I was actually perusing YouTube the other day, and I saw I cannot remember for the life of me who the creator was that did the interview, but somebody actually interviewed Yuzo and was asking him about all of like trying out RuneScape and why he hasn't why he hasn't logged on to WoW in like over 2 months, kind of a thing. And he said legit like I didn't come to RuneScape thinking that it was going to be like the end all be all great all. I came here
Hmm.
because I saw other WoW creators tried it and they didn't log back into WoW, and I wanted to find out why they didn't log back into WoW. So yeah, like that's yeah that mentality I feel really like it expresses the the thought process behind WoW creators in our space. And I am with you. I think it's great. Like it's
Hmm.
and Reddit and X can suck itself. Anyway, so speaking of Reddit and X, we have all seen the posts saying that this is pants or why is this life? Um, Are you enjoying sailing? What are some pros and cons do you see?
So I actually love sailing. I think sailing's great. Like I generally hands down. I think it's like it's got such a variation to it that like you say, you do cargo. Obviously, you can do other various wanted posters and things like that. To go out and do other challenges in the game. I don't know. I think there's just so many skills in there that you can do, and I know obviously people were sort of complaining about that. It feels like Slayer or stuff like that, but I don't know. To me personally, it does feel different. And I think that's kind of why I really enjoy it because it gives you it's like almost like a skill. It's like multiple skills within a skill. So for me, that's what gives it a bit of variation. And yeah, so I definitely am enjoying it. But I think the only cons are there's some pros to it. So like the pros obviously is all those. It feels like little mini skills inside of a main skill. So you never feel bored. So you can always keep switching in the same category, which I really enjoy. The only cons I can see so far is that I think when it comes to say like the bounty hunter stuff, I think like they kind of need like maybe some bosses and that in there to like make it a bit more challenging because I kind of see where people feel like it does feel like a little bit Slayer skill where you're having to kill a certain amount of monsters and that. But I think that's just RuneScape as a whole. Like it's a grindy game. It's always a grindy game, and I think that's why we love it and hate it at the same
Hmm.
time
Yeah.
because we feel like, oh, this is not fun, but it's like, but it is. It's like it's just different. And I think the most I back to the reason why I think people probably feel a little bit dismissive of it is because I think they're probably worried that a new skill like this could completely change the landscape or the economy in RuneScape altogether. And I get that because like changes is always scary. Like because obviously RuneScape 3 is like a big example. RuneScape 3 was like obviously I think personally that was like the biggest blow personally to like Jagex. Like
You,
what happened? Now don't get me wrong, RuneScape 3 looks amazing.
you
And
want
I
to
think
talk
like
about
the
something
way they've
being
done it is good.
pants,
What's that,
right? Like,
sorry?
I no, I said you want to talk about something being pants.
Yeah,
Like,
RuneScape. But like, there's no hate. I think the graphics look amazing and all that. But the reason why I'm mentioning RuneScape 3 though is because I think the reason why people are so worried about it is because of that. And I think that has caused like quite a big mental block for a lot of people, especially in the old school RuneScape community. Because I think like the slightest change could just completely destroy the game that they love. And I get that. I do get that. But I personally think down the road though, I think Jagex will start implementing things that are quite similar to like World of Warcraft or like Blizzard as a whole, where we'll start having like maybe other servers, like say like 2004, like like a RuneScape server. So if people don't like the newer content, they can go back and play that. I personally think that could be on the cards in the future, but I get why people are worried about it. But yeah, overall, I think sailing is a great addition to old school RuneScape, but you can't please everyone. And at the end of the day, the game needs to evolve and grow. So we have to put new stuff in there, otherwise it will just become stagnant. And we're not gonna be able to like keep the game going and support and keep enjoying it as a community.
yeah, absolutely. And so I don't remember exactly who said it, but I wasn't gonna give any names anyway. But I was in Mr. Bit's stream here. I think what was that? What was that? Wednesday? Was that drop? Or anyway,
Yeah, Wednesday. Yeah, sailing came out
yeah.
Wednesday. Yeah,
Yeah, so somebody came on the chat and was like, "This is pants. The XP racers, blah blah blah," and I was just like, "Well, you have to remember, kids. Like, we just got this. This released freaking 5 minutes ago. Obviously, we're gonna have problems. Things aren't gonna be as shiny as like we wanted them to be. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there needs to be more patience than there is
yeah.
from the community as a whole. But that's just me. I
Well,
digress.
absolutely, absolutely. No, I agree. I agree.
As a creator, what potential do you see for the skill, and do you think that it is streamable?
Absolutely. The potential for this skill, like to refer back to obviously like it's like multiple skills within a skill. I think there's so much you could do. So like with sailing, if you want to like do say like the bounty hunter, you could just switch it in an instant instead of like having to like, completely change your setup, your gear setup, everything. So the potential there is quite accessible. And I quite like that. Like I like the fact that you don't have to like mess about changing everything on your, with your character. So you have pretty much flexibility to sort of do whatever you want. And I think for streaming wise, like absolutely, like the fact that we have a whole new skill now that we can also like play and obviously for content creators out there to stream and make videos on. I think it's so cool, and I've already seen like so much going on at the minute, especially like there's a lot going on at the minute. I know obviously that you got Alfie at the minute. Obviously they're all racing to like level 99. Like everyone, there's quite a few streamers out there, but like yeah, and it's great. Well, non-streamers as well, like just players that just love the game. I think there's so much potential there, and that's what I love about it. So it's like you could play the game however you want, and I think that's what makes it amazing. You don't have to like follow the same rule sets as everyone else. You could just go at your own pace, like because I'm still brand new, so obviously just like everything, like coming back to like streaming and coming back to old school RuneScape. Like for me, it's such an amazing experience and opportunity for me to like come back to it when there's a new skill coming out, which I think is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I totally agree. So, like for for me, I don't know. I'm very I'm very laid back, chill kind of guy. Like, you gotta try really hard to piss me off. So,
Mm.
and I just I feel like I feel like the community as a whole, like the people that are complaining about this, are the same people that would complain about a free blowjob. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just absolutely mental. Like I I mean I get why they're hesitant. Like, this is old school. We want old school things in old school. We don't want RuneScape 3 bullshit. Like, we want old school shit. And I get that. But like, I don't know, gatekeeping and like all of this stuff, like, we pull things for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. That's the thing. Anyway, I
Mm.
digress, chat. I digress. I'm getting off topic here. How has your how has your community taken to the content? Have you seen a rise in viewership? Do people hang out longer?
So I think the community, like in my community, has taken it. Like you say, there was when you were in my stream on the release of Sailing, there was a bit of a conversation going on in chat. So obviously, some people were happy with it, some people weren't. But I like the fact that that it actually opens up a conversation. So like we can all like talk about the game that we love and agree and disagree. And I think that's like the most important thing. Like I can understand when they sort of like say certain things, but obviously I can like rebuttal it back to them and go, well, what about this and that? And I think you sort of get that middle ground and they sort of go, yeah, yeah, do you know what? Fair enough. And I get it. Like, change is always scary. Like anything new, I'm the same. If it's new, I'm like, I don't want change. Who wants change? But I especially think like in the community, I think they are adapting to it, and I think some people love it, some people hate it. But overall, I think it has opened up quite a big dialogue in the community. So that's really cool. And have I seen a rise in viewerships? Yeah, to be fair, I have noticed just in general. I don't know if that's just because of sailing or just in general with the streams, but yeah, viewership has gone up a bit. I have noticed that with a lot of other streamers though that play old school RuneScape. Like since Sailing's come out, like a lot of people's views have skyrocketed because I think it's like I think with that I think it's more the curiosity for people because a lot of people obviously like don't play RuneScape. You'll be quite surprised who watch content and don't actually play the game. Because I used to be like that. Like when I took those breaks, like all those years ago, like I used to still watch old school RuneScape content all the time. I used to watch Oda Block and Frey and like Gillen and Game, all those sort of things. Like there's so much that was going on, so I always kept up to date with the game. But overall for viewerships, yeah, absolutely. I think it's all gone up. Like Boaty skyrocket, like I say, Alfie's gone up, Oda Block's gone up. Yeah, all these. I think overall, even for like small streamers like me or content creators in general, I think it has actually boosted us up. So, which is really cool. So obviously, it's like bringing out more people out of the shadows back into the game.
Yeah,
And yeah,
I've noticed a small spike on my
yeah,
end as well.
yeah. There's definitely potential there because it's new, it's fresh content, and people always want new things. And I think that's the thing. I think you need something new because you can't keep doing the same things all the time.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, it after a while it just becomes old hat and nobody wants to do it. Like that's the
But
thing.
what it's like you said about people, do they hang out in the stream longer and that? Yeah, I've noticed that as well. People seem to lurk more and they just pop in and out. That I think that's the cool thing about RuneScape as well is that it's such a it's like a game you can just multitask in. Like you can play it without having to think too much. You know what I mean? Like if you're not doing a certain boss, so it's like people like to lurk and watch your streams and play the game at the same time. Like they're playing the game while you're playing it, and I think that's what makes it so cool, especially for old school RuneScape.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. I like that aspect too because it's a shared experience. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like you're you're not just sitting there by yourself on a screen drinking a beer yeah, like it's a shared experience.
Absolutely, yeah.
I like it too. Um, what has been your favorite part of the skill thus far, and uh do you feel the quests and salvaging official and fishing coalesce into a fleshed out product?
I think they do. The quest so far, like with any, because it's brand new. So like any brand new, like content to the game is always going to feel a little bit like they need to sand the edges down a bit. But I think the quests so far that I've done, have been pretty fun. Like they're quite straightforward. Gets you into sailing, gets you prepared for what you need to know. Salvaging has been really cool. To be fair, I think that's one of the cool like aspects of sailing. I like again. I'm quite a big fan of like sort of fishing and stuff in general like in the game. So like for me, seeing that like salvaging and that is like it kind of feels like that kind of skill. But I have to admit, at the minute, I'm actually really enjoying just doing the deliveries, like delivering the cargoes and stuff to like each of the places. I just find it so relaxing. I don't know what it is. It's just like again, just exploring out in the game in the seas and just listening to the soundtrack and that. It just feels so mellow. Like it's such an enjoyable experience.
Right? And I don't know. See, for me, like being able to cruise past Tutorial Island and just be like, hey, I was there, not here, not too long ago, and look, yeah, like I don't know, like that's for me, that's the cool part, and hopefully, eventually you'll be able to see noobs on Tutorial Island. Like, you just wave at them as you sail by. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That'd be cool. Yeah, I know what you
right,
mean. I know what you mean. It is so cool to see all these places that we used to like where we started off. Yeah, and that's what I say about sailing. It's just so cool. The fact that we have all these places we can go to now, and also it's another way of traveling as well. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love using the fairy rings and obviously just teleporting everywhere. But the fact you can actually like just go on a like sail to like a new place now, like with how like it's also great for like new players as well because like like until you actually unlock that level, like to sort of like teleport or whatever, now you have complete control where you actually want to explore. Obviously, I know you need certain like sailing levels, obviously, to dock on and stuff like that. But the fact that you give that players those options now is absolutely amazing. So yeah, hands down, I just think it's great.
right. That's the thing. Is it difficult as an Iron Man?
Kind of. I think the problem is with an Iron Man though, it's like it's a love hate relationship with an Iron Man because
Hmm.
obviously since I started again, I went on Iron Man and I was like, oh, this should be fun. And then after a while, you're like, why did I become an Iron Man? I should have been an Iron Man. I could have got through this a lot quicker. But no, it's been all right to be fair. So far, I've been pretty lucky because I've actually had quite a few supplies. Like I haven't done any prep work at all for Sailing. Like I literally just been using what I've got because I don't really want to get that far ahead in the game. Like I want to try and enjoy the experience. So far as an Iron Man, it just feels really like you're on an adventure, like you're exploring all these different places. And for me, that's such a big aspect for like me enjoying the game. So far, I've had no issues at the minute with an Iron Man, like doing sailing, but an Iron Man's always going to be quite difficult, whatever skill you're doing. So it's just an extra challenge that you can face head on, which I actually kind of enjoy.
Right? Yeah, you get to witness the full frontal force of the click monster that is RuneScape. That's a very real thing in life, ladies and gentlemen. Um, so what are your hopes for the future in all of this nonsense? Do you plan on incorporating sailing to your full-time streaming routine, or is this like something you're gonna do in the background?
Oh, absolutely, 110%. I think it's going to be like yeah. So when I'm going to be streaming in that, I'm going to probably be mixing it up a bit with sailing because I just really enjoy the skill at the minute. So I definitely think it's going to be. I think it's going to be at the minute. I think it's because it's quite hyped up, and like you said, there was like earlier that there's a mixed feelings about everything. But so far, like I'm really enjoying it, and I think if as long as I keep enjoying it, I will probably keep doing it on and off, just like with any other skill. But I'm hoping, obviously down the road, I know they've only added a couple of quests, but I'm hoping there'll be sort of other quests that you need sailing for. So like, hopefully that will give you a bit more motivation to like get those levels, if you know what I mean. Because I think so far, I think they've only added, is it 4 quests at the minute? If I'm mistaken, I'm not sure if it's 4 or 5, but I
It's 5.
I know there's
Yeah,
a couple of
5.
quests.
There's
Is it
5
5?
quests. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a couple of. I'm just hoping like they sort of push it up a bit more, so like it gives you more of a reason to do these skills, if you know what I mean. Because I think most people won't do it if there's not a purpose to it. So I think if you force their hand by sort of going, oh, by the way, you need like 67 sailing to do this quest, you're gonna do it, and it gives you a bit more of a goal. And then once you hit that goal, you can take a break from it and then come back to it later on. So yeah, absolutely. I think I'm definitely going to be like doing sailing quite a bit on my streams, but like it'll be like any other skill though, on and off, on and off.
Yeah. Yeah, you do a Slayer day and do a sailing day. Yeah, kind of a thing.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yep, yep. I dig it. So, but like as an Iron Man, what has been the most difficult part of this skill for you?
Uh, Maybe getting the supplies. Like I think it's just gathering the materials that you need. But like I say, so far I've been a little bit lucky because I kind of have a lot of the beginnings, like sort of like low level stuff. But I think obviously as time goes on, I know there's going to be quite a few challenges because I know there's certain things that you have to incorporate, like other skills with, like such as farming and maybe like fletching and things like that. You're going to have to use those skills to like incorporate into sailing and obviously construction, obviously. But like, yes, I think maybe that's going to be like, I feel like that's going to be like a bit of a challenge at the minute for the Iron Man. But I think over time, though, I think I think it's one of those skills. Again, it has to be passive. I don't think you can go all hands down on it. You have to do it like bit by bit in order to like get the enjoyment out of the game, especially for an Iron Man.
Yeah, I definitely could understand and appreciate that. And to be honest with you, Like it. So in on my iron, just kind of like just looking at this just brass tacks foundation, like it's a bit overwhelming. Not in the
Mm.
sense that like, oh, it's this huge thing and oh my fuck, like what are we gonna do? It's more the okay, I need hemp, I need wool, I need iron, I need nails, I need a hammer, I need da 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 da, like yeah, like it the like we said previously, ladies and gentlemen, RuneScape is a click monster. And
It
when you
certainly is. It certainly is.
yeah, when you play as an Iron Man, you really get to feel the full frontal force of all of that clicking. Like, so anyway, I digress, ladies and gentlemen. What's your favorite skill bit?
Oh, fishing. Hands down, it has to be fishing. That skill is just so relaxing to do. The problem is, like, I know you've got like Tempos and that, and chat, obviously, everyone in chat always gives me a load of grief for it, but they're like, why aren't you doing Tempos? Why aren't you doing Tempos? I'm like, I like just fishing. Like, I like the fact that you could just do a bit of AFK in. It's so perfect. Like, just if you want to chill, like when you can't like if you want to do a bit of AFK in, do fishing. I think it's perfect, especially on a Sunday, like a Sunday daytime, nice music on, working on some content or whatever you're doing. Fishing is just so relaxing. And I just think it's one of those skills that I just don't think I'll ever get bored of. Like I just love that sound as well when you hear like you're doing the fishing sound. It's just amazing. Yeah, fishing hands down is one of my favorite skills. It has to be fishing.
Spoken like a true British kid. I like it. GG's, buddy. GG's. Um, what what did you want to be when you what did you want to be when you grew up, Biddy? What
What?
was yellow VTuber on your bingo card?
No, not really. I always knew, like, I sort of wanted to get in sort of like the media area, like sort of design or animation. But like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it was. Like, I think animation, like I said, is like a big part of my life, and being a VTuber like was never really on the cards. Like, I always thought about like maybe I could stream like a long time ago. This was going back like like 8 years ago, 9 years ago. And I was like, I probably won't bother. But then over time, I sort of went, oh, hold on, wait, like I can actually incorporate my art and animation like into streaming. And a big shout out to obviously Sleepy Joe Gaming. He's the reason why I got into streaming to begin with. Like he was the one saying, you're quite a funny guy and and you're pretty decent at talking. So like, why don't you give it a go? And I'm like, well, I don't really want to show my face. It's not because I'm worried about what people know what I look like. It's more because like I'm thinking like more of what could be more fun. Like for me, like having the VTuber is fun. Like I like the fact I get to design this character and like all these other things for the stream. So, but yeah, no, a VTuber was never at the top of the list. I think this has all happened completely by accident, all because of someone just pushing me into it.
Yeah, no, I can understand and appreciate that. Like, and I kind of have the same experience into getting into content creation. Buddies were just like, fucking get into it, Nate. It'll be fun. You'll be all right. You just get on chat and just do all of that funny shit that you do for us all the time. Like, yeah. So like I completely and totally understand where you're coming from on that.
Mm.
So, but like, what's your favorite thing about being a streamer?
What's my favorite thing about being a streamer? The banter. I love the banter with chat. I think the dialogue in chat is just hilarious. The fact that you can sort of have this community that you get along with so well, like it's almost like you're just talking to the boys, like every day. Like it feels like that environment, like where everyone could just be chilled and make jokes, but obviously no one really means anything what they're saying. They're just taking the mick out of other things, and yeah, I just love the banter. I think it's the banter for me. Like when I started doing it, I was thinking like, what kind of direction do I want to go in? And I'm thinking like, well, I'm never going to be that good at the game. I'm never going to be that good at old school RuneScape. So I'm thinking, well, okay, like, well, I like talking, and obviously I like listening to what people have to say. So yeah, definitely the banter. I think that the chat aspect of streaming is just like what makes the streaming experience fun for me. Like it's really fun for me. Like just talking to chat. I think it's absolutely hilarious, and that always puts a smile on my face.
right? Yeah, so just for some reference, ladies and gentlemen, I've been in his stream, and it gets not wild, but up a wall. Up a wall, we'll say. Up a wall. There's been some moments when I've been on patrol and just had shit going on in the background, and I'll hear something that chat says, and I'll be like, "What the fuck?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, it's mental.
Did I heard that right?" And then Biddy will be like, "Yes, yes, Solo. Yes, you heard that. That's what the hell he just said. Holy crap." Anyways. There's been some moments, ladies and gentlemen. There's been some moments. All right. What are your plans for stream today, Biddy? What's on the docket?
You know it. More sailing today. More sailing. Yeah, sailing today. I think that is the plan. Maybe mix up a bit. Thing is, though, I can't be doing sailing for too long because I think chat wants me to get taste of defeat again against Jad. So that's gonna have to be back on the cards soon. I've got to go get that. I've
Ooh,
got to get that fire cape. I've got to get that
ooh.
fire cape. But yeah, sailing today, and then hopefully soon we'll go back to Jad. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying sailing, so I kind of want to stick to that in a minute.
Yeah, I hear you on the Jad because I have I have a clanny who's like a bestie of mine, and he's been up my ass for the last like 6 months. Where's Fire Cape Solo? Solo, Jad today? Solo, Solo, where's that Jadron on the stream, dog? Like, is that a thing? Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I am not gonna have a moment's peace, and I will never hear I will never not hear the word or the name Jad until I get a fucking fire cape. That's the thing. So,
Jad, the thing is with Jad, it is fun. It's really fun to do, but it's just the prep. Like that's the thing. What you said about earlier about an Iron Man, like the difficulties. I think that was kind of the reasons why I took a little break from it because like you've got to get so much prep done. And I love doing the Jad run, but like it's just the stuff before that, and it's just like to me, it's not fun doing that all the time. So like I kind of want to try and mix up a bit. So yeah, that's why Jad's been on the back end for a bit, but I'm hopefully I've got to face that beast again soon. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
right? Yeah. So I don't know. For me, it's just the journey, I guess you could call it, because like so there's rotations, right? And and
Mm.
and I've heard that going in on the fifth rotation is like the best to do. But learning how everything spawns, and then knowing when to go to Italy Rock, or knowing when to go to freaking the other rock that I can't remember the name of, but you know what I'm talking about. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just the movement mechanics and knowing what to do when, and then actually getting up to Jad, because my runs, I'm no bullshit. No bullshit, baby. I get to like 53 or 54, and I just start getting mollywopped. Like I need my rapier full. Like fucking yeah. Yeah,
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what
yeah.
I'm doing when I'm in there. I have a certain plan and I just wing it. I just always wing it every time when I go in there. And somehow I still manage to get to Jad. And then I still die at Jad because I panic. Every time I put the wrong prayer on, I just panic and it's so annoying. But yeah, I
Yeah.
know what you're saying. It's so I never plan any of it. I never plan any of my runs.
Yeah. So real quick, chat. I'm sorry. I don't mean to distract us, but I remember Biddy's second to last Jad attempt. He got so fucking close. He was right fucking there. I was pulled over. I was like, get him, kick his ass, fuck him up. And like
Oh.
I can't remember if it was a prayer or if it was like you like caught a healer like wrong or some shit, but you died, and I was like,
Oh, mate.
oh,
Oh, it
I
was
was
so
there.
annoying.
I was there with you. So and chat, like you could see through the VTube, like you could see his hands just grab his face. It was like you could barely see it through the VTube through the VTube animate, but you could see his hands just grab his eye sockets and just
Oh
grab it.
God.
Yeah,
Oh, don't.
yeah. I was
I was
right there
so
with you,
upset.
mate. I
I
was
was
right there.
so upset.
I was right there with you, Biddy. Right there with you. That was some horse shit. That was some horse shit. Anyway, all right. So, would you wear a friendship bracelet if I sent it to you, Biddy?
Only on the condition that has Solo Gaming's logo on it.
Fuck
Absolutely.
yeah. See? See? See?
Absolutely. Only if it has your logo on it. If it has your logo on, it's going straight on.
Fuck yeah, dude. All right, folks. There you have it. If you haven't already, please go to twitch.tv/MrBitDot and give my boy a follow. He's a great dude. And I can attest to the shenanigans that go into chat. All right, so just, man, his chat is so cool. I have actually started trends. He has a nickname because of me, and there is a chat box. There's a text to speech feature that is just completely because I am a domestic terrorist and think that fucking with everybody is funny.
Oh, there's
Oh
always
man.
something going on.
Hey, I'm proud. I'm proud of Mexican Bit Dad.
I love it.
Like
I love it. I love
uh,
Mexican Bit Dad. It's one of my
it's
favorite features on the stream.
yeah, like he's my freaking illegitimate son. Like what's there not to love?
I love it. I love it.
Anyway, thank you very much for your time, buddy. Like
No,
you've
thank you for having me on the show.
you've been absolutely great and freaking like I can't wait for stream today. We're
Thank
gonna
you, mate.
go in
Thank
there.
you.
We're gonna go in there and just be more domestic terrorists. That's the thing.
I just want to say thank you for having me on the podcast. I do appreciate it. It's really kind of you. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun. This has been really, really good.
Yeah, yeah. Like, yeah. See, I told you this was just gonna be a breeze. Like, we were gonna sit down. I was gonna crack open a beer. It's gonna be 4:30 in the morning. Fuck yeah,
No,
dude.
I do appreciate it. I appreciate your time and thank you for having me on. I appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir. Absolutely. All right, chat. Well, that's enough out of us. Y'all be good. Don't go anywhere, Bit. You all be good. We will chat at you soon, and we will make sure that this is available on Bit's channel as well, so you'll be able to catch it there. You all be
I
good.
appreciate that.
Absolutely. Y'all be good. Be square. I have been Solo. He has been Biddy. We'll talk to you soon. TTFN, homies.